Can I just say I am so proud of you? You came back. You like me. I'm so happy. Okay, good. I'm glad you came back because I have so much to tell you. Yesterday was just getting ready, but today is about what really happened, the event, the disappointments, the letdowns, and yet the triumphs and the glories, how it all came together, and all of this leading up to tomorrow's video, which is my all house tour. I hope that by watching these videos, these two documentary style videos, you're gonna get a really good idea of what it's like to be not only an influencer, a YouTuber, an Instagrammer, and really what took place behind the scenes and what was involved in actually making my house look like it does right now. I will tell you that I love how it turned out. So I may be kind of dramatic as I explain what happened and the course of events, but I can honestly tell you, sitting here right now with my friendship tea, it was worth it. The trees, oh, I had such a vision. Did you see the video about planning? Did you see I had my sunroom with the arched windows and the bricks surrounding them? Oh, so beautiful. How amazing would it look to do 1, 2, 3 trees, all identical, but very airy. I mean, if they were like showroom trees that were really big and heavily flocked and with all this stuff, which I typically do on a tree, I wouldn't have done 3 of those. I mean, I have my limits, right? Sort of. Depends on who you ask. When the trees came in and I set them up, well, I didn't. Actually, Eric set them up. And when he did and turned on the lights, I went, they are lime green. Who wants a lime green tree? Can I just say? Do I? I keep saying, can I just say? No, sometimes I say, can I just tell you? Okay. Lime green Christmas trees. Oh boy, how foresty. Do you see how that lit up? I will tell you, one of the things I'm not crazy about on this tree is how yellow these lights are. A little yellow. But I think there are things we can do to make that better. So I got this harebrained idea. I'm gonna have to flock these trees myself. You would have no idea. When you saw that how to flock your Christmas tree, you don't know that I went to Hobby Lobby like 3 different times to get the right stuff. And while the only reason I flocked my tree was I was trying to make it not look lime green. So I made the snow so I could fix my trees. And of course, the year I needed to get my trees not to be lime green was of course the year that I decided to do 3 trees, right? Oh my gosh. Can I just say that I had to, I went upstairs afterwards and I took a shower. I could not get that glitter out of my hair. It was attached to my scalp for days. My housekeeper came the following week. She goes, what did you do? Did you have a party in your bed? I mean, I had glitter in my bed. Oh my gosh. I'll never do that again. See, that's the other thing. I'm impulsive. Thank God for Eric, because he came in and did that for me. I really love how it turned out. So that's my problem is people say, how do you come up with these ideas? I don't know. The bigger issue is, how am I going to actually pull it off? All right, we're getting ready to bring in the dining room table. And yet, we still have stuff everywhere. I think we were all sweating for sure, especially the guys, but all 3 of us girls, we were praying the whole time. It was so nerve-wracking. And it didn't help that I already had my staircase already decorated. I'm telling you, it was like, what's that emoji, right? I like that one. I do that one a lot. Wow. Woo-hoo. Thank God I had Eric. Eric, he moved my, my sparkly mirror, the starburst mirror, sunburst mirror. I don't know. Sunburst mirror. He moved it from upstairs to my entry hall, to my fireplace, back to my entry hall, and then into the sunroom. Why? Well, because you're gonna see in the videos how pretty it looks in the sunroom. You have no idea that thing had 5 homes in 2 days before it ever ended up in the sunroom. That's what it takes to get it just right. And that's my passion. And I don't stop until I get it right. I don't think I've ever moved this many things before. Like deciding to put 3 trees in one room that had a dining table in it. Well, the dining table's not gonna fit anymore. Okay, well, let's put that upstairs. All right, now we have room for the trees. Now we don't have a dining table. Okay, well, what if we took the dining table upstairs, which actually is a desk, it could be a dining table, from my bedroom, bring it downstairs and put it in the living room, and then move and then I could put my Cinderella tree, the queen tree, up in my bedroom because the desk is no longer there. Do you see how it's like this domino effect?
When you light up your Christmas decorations, remember to take your lights all the way to the very bottom. Otherwise, at nighttime, where your lights stop is where your decorations will stop. So yeah, we're moving everything up, and I think this room is gonna come together today.
It could be earrings, it could be a headband, it could be a belt, it could be a necklace, a tie. Oh, the possibilities. These cute little birds. Just sort of like being up in the feathers.
Sorry.
I could see you love that idea.
No, I never
noticing she was on
I
camera.
literally never even glanced at the birds. I just saw the camera.
Oh, okay. I thought you looked at it like, okay, that sounds like a great idea, Rebecca.
No,
Just keep them coming.
Would you like to know how to create a garland that goes up your staircase that absolutely captures the imagination and the magic of your Christmas decorations? I can show you how.
I did that whole staircase garland. I think it's beautiful. I think it turned out great. And a very subtle nod to deer. But you know what I needed? I needed Christmas art. Is that over the top? And I thought, a snowy, frosty, wintry scene with reindeer. That's what I need. So I went online. What you don't know is that in order for, and I think of these things not 5 weeks ago when I started. I think of them 1 week away from the time I'm supposed to film. I purchased the art. Not only did I purchase it, I paid to have it overnighted. It was almost more for the overnight. I think the piece was $360, and to overnight it was $340. You're looking at a $700 piece of art in my entryway. I hope, oh, by the way, I love this stuff. And after I paid that much to have it overnighted, it arrived damaged. And all during this time, I'm receiving things in the mail every day. Like, I have an Amazon storefront, so I'm getting things I'm ordering there. I get a package, several packages from Shinoda back in San Diego. These guys still continue to provide me with my Christmas decorations, yes, but more of the supplies to make the wreaths and the garlands and all those kinds of things. They sent me boxes.
Okay, UPS just sent or just stopped by, and I'm expecting a package from Lady Mora, and it's here. Oh, 2 boxes, and it's gonna have some really amazing Christmas things in it. Like a glittery tree. Beautiful. Oh my gosh, that's gorgeous. Thank you so much, Maria. So pretty. Yay, that is so sweet of you. And look at this candle, you guys. Love that.
Some people think that I'm the crazy Christmas lady.
My house is kind of softly, it's got like this, it's softly being decorated for Christmas so far. October 12th.
Who's Chris D'Alia?
She's into this lady that decorates for Christmas. She's like, this lady is my favorite Christmas decorator. And her name is Rebecca Robeson. She lives in Tulsa. Well, what do you do there, really? That's one of those places where we go like, it's actually got it, but you should come. It's really growing into, okay,
The
Tulsa.
theme for this year is jewel tones,
Of course it is.
a flocked Christmas tree,
Naturally.
musical instruments,
There you have it.
and deer.
And why wouldn't there be deer too? The theme, that's all the Christmas shit. Like this lady is acting like she invented the wheel. The theme this year for Christmas is deer, Santa, elves, and last but not least, Christmas. Yeah, no shit.
Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. All right, turn it off. It was much better in my head than it actually came out. That landed way better in my head. Pretty cool thing with my 3 trees that I did this year. It was over the weekend, and I decided I knew what colors I was going to use. I knew the red, the green, the clear, the white, the frosted, whatever. I got those bins out, and I sat here in my family room watching a Christmas movie, and I literally went through every one of those tubs, and I divided all of those ornaments in 3s. 3 of this color, this color, this color. 3 of this style, this style, this style. Why did I do that? Because I knew that if I went in there with the tubs that I had and I decorated one tree and just got it perfect, what are the chances I would have the same amount and enough to do the other 2 trees to look not identical? I'm not looking to make a carbon copy, but I wanted the fullness and the quantity and the color value and balance to be the same on all 3 trees in order to accomplish the look that I wanted. So I thought that was a pretty good idea. Break them up and put them in 3 separate bins and then take them in and then you decorate with them. Turns out that the girls who were helping me when they did the last 2 trees, they didn't get the concept. I guess I didn't really convey it properly. So when they finished the trees, they said, "We're done." And I went in and I said, "Oh." And I looked at them and then I looked at the floor and there was like a bunch of all these different colors and styles of balls and ornaments on the floor and icicles. And I'm like, "What's that?" "Oh, those were the leftovers." I was like, "Oh my God." Good job, girls. Thank you so much for your help. I'll see you on Monday. Great, now I know what I'm doing this weekend. Is it okay that I tell that story? You're like, "Oh, it's the leftovers." I'm like, da 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 da.
Going for speed here.
Oh my gosh. I'm like, I spent the entire last weekend, pulling these out and painstakingly, divvying it out to be the same numbers of everything. And not only were they the leftovers of this tree, they'd clumped them all together. So I didn't even know where they were supposed to go. And I'm like, oh, the best laid plans, right? So in the team meeting, we talk about it. Okay, Rebecca has 1 week to do DIYs, 1 week to actually decorate her home, and 1 week to film. Now, the DIYs took longer. All of the decorating took longer, and that decorating spilled over. And this was, I think, because of the flocking of the Christmas trees. That really slowed us down. And the darn pine cones. Oh my gosh, the pine cones. But that went over into this week. So I'm feeling pretty good. I'm like, it's not gonna take us 5 days to film. I got this. You know, I never do like takes or anything. We start the camera rolling, I start talking, and we're done. We can do it in, so that 5 days became 4, and we weren't done. And then it became 3, and then it became 2. And on the last 2 days, when I was supposed to be 100% done with all of my decorating, I was hyperventilating. Everywhere I looked, there was something that wasn't finished. And when I was supposed to start filming, those little snowflake things, ornaments that are in the wreaths, those were not in the wreaths then, and the red ribbon wasn't there. It was just 2 green wreaths on the wall. I don't do things like that. I have a vision, and we were running out of time. And so I sat the girls down on the 2 days we were supposed to be filming, and I said, you know what, guys? We can't do this. I'm not doing it. I am not going to spend this much time and get this house this close and then force myself to film when I am not ready. And the girls were then booked to be somewhere else, to be doing Shara's stuff, and she's on a schedule. So guess what we did? I called Dorian. Dorian. And of course, he got on an airplane, he flew out from San Diego, and he came, so this was Friday, he came the following Wednesday. What did that do? Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. It bought me 5 days. Whoa. During those extra 5 days before Dorian got here, I was able to get a lot of really important to me things done. I came across this bench that had a furry top, and the legs are acrylic, and they are reindeer legs. And so I talked to the owner of the store, and I asked her if she would let me borrow it. She did. She said yes. So I brought it home. Guess what? Yeah, it's staying. I ended up buying the thing. And of course, my theme this year is deer. That's for you, Chris. I bought these fabrics with the full intent of going upstairs and sewing them on my sewing machine. I have a sewing machine, I know how to do it. And then I was just like, you know what, I'm out of time. And I have these existing pillows, right? So why don't I just hot glue them? What I did was I did a whole strip of duct tape on the fabric. If I had just hot glued them, I would have ruined the existing pillows. I'm guessing. I've never done this before. So again, the true self, or what the truth will come out in January when I undo all this stuff. But I thought if I just put a piece of removable duct tape on there, then I can slather on the hot glue, put the fabric on there, it sticks, then I bring this piece over and I'm fabric to fabric. No hot glue ever touched the actual fabric underneath. So it's my supposition that when Christmas is over, when I go to take those off, because I have very nice velvet pillows underneath, and it's Hobby Lobby fabric, it's like, I don't know, 10, 15 bucks a pillow. When I cut that off, no worse for wear. I think that's a good idea, don't you? I was also able to stage my kitchen. Like, what would you put in a kitchen if you were a normal mother, grandmother? You'd have a pie.
He's got the pie. I can't wait to see it. So this is from Common Tart. Alexandra is the owner, and she made this for me. Cherry pies are not even in season. I don't know where she scrounged out some cherries, but she does, oh, look at that. Doesn't that look like Christmas, you guys? Woohoo! Thank you, Alexandra. And thanks, Eric.
Mm-hmm. It's one thing to have ideas, but you need help. And I gotta say, special shout out to Eric Vasquez, his wife Brenda. I mean, he goes from knocking down 4 pine cones with one toss, right? With a dog's ball. Then he's like a brawn bringing the dining room table downstairs. Hundreds of pounds, I'm sure. Honestly, that was crazy. And the next thing you know, he's in my bedroom with marabou feathers around his neck. Hot gluing the little birdies to the top of the crown molding. Gotta love a guy like that. My production team is ferociously working on a Starbucks off order. Normally they're behind cameras, but they've been working hard. This is our 3rd day in a row. Also, Lily and Angela, who are my production staff, they are amazing. Thank God that they're clever and creative girls and crafty, because they helped me out a lot with all the things that we were doing. Hey! Some power and energy to the group. Woohoo!
Merry Christmas.
Right? I might have been a little overambitious this year. Number 1, to do 3 trees. Turns out, you know, the broken mirror Christmas tree was such a big deal. Even the pine cone clusters took so much longer. But of all the things we did, the one thing that I had such a vision for, and I thought this is going to be amazing, was to hang snowflakes from the ceiling in my music room.
It already sounds bad.
I didn't realize how big of a job it was going to be. The piano needed to be rolled out of the music room first. Why? Because you don't want to damage the piano while you're hanging up these silly snowflakes and icicles. Doing those icicles was like, it took both of the girls and Eric 3 days. I am creating a landing dock. So we moved the piano and we are gonna start making hanging snowflakes and icicles that hang from the ceiling in here. A lot of people think you use fishing wire, like nylon thread. But nylon thread reflects the light from the window. So if you have any natural light, you're gonna see all these threads coming down at certain times of the day. So we decided to use, go with the thread. What I didn't take into consideration necessarily was that the ceilings are not drywall, they're plaster. So we tried, I was not gonna put screws all up in my ceiling. I didn't even wanna put nails. I just wanted to use the pins like I used to use, and it didn't really leave a mark. Well, at this point, when we realized none of these things would work, I finally just said, hot glue that sucker up there. I don't care. I know that I'm going to have to pay the piper after Christmas. So even as I'm like sitting here and talking to you about this, I'm like, I have no idea the consequences of those dang snowflakes and icicles that I put up on the ceiling. And Eric, he burned his fingers so many times. We got him gloves. He finally just said, forget it. And he's like using his bare hands on hot glue to push those things up into the ceiling. It was quite a situation. And you're trying to anticipate where the pitch of the piano lid, right? So you're trying to make sure that you've got your heights. It was quite a project. So I hope when you see the home tour video, reveal video, that you appreciate what I did, or what we did, what the girls did in my music room. The kind of things that you don't really think about that go on behind the scenes, or even things as simple as getting the piano retuned after moving it in and out of my music room.
In my lifetime, I have done right now, this piano here will be my 33,365.
You pay it, you number every piano you've tuned?
Yeah.
Good Lord. So I think it's safe to say we're in good and capable hands. It's really I think it's interesting if you're not used to this world that I live in of having your life filmed a lot and photographed a lot and Insta stories, Instagram and Facebook and all this stuff. you don't really realize what it's like to stop, start, what you're doing, especially in something like Christmas, because we really have some ideas. And Lily, who works for our company, she is so creative. So I can't wait for you guys to see the Christmas reels, and you've probably seen a bunch of them already. But yeah, she's having me like, you know, get in there and point to the wall when it's black, and then go back, you know, 3 weeks later and stand in this same exact place with my hair exactly the same and point to that wall again where it all of a sudden turns automatically green. It sounds crazy, but it does turn out pretty darn cool. When I think back on Christmas 2022, I'm gonna have really fond memories. I gotta say, I love how my house turned out. I think it's actually something that I can live with for a long time. Remember, I have my decorations up for 4 months. It's crazy to me to think that, I mean, as I film this right now, we are in November. November's here. And Christmas is, what, 6 weeks away? So even though it seems like I decorated so early, I'm glad I did. The things that made it, you know, yes, it was hair-raising and it was just like a push to the very end, but there were people who really went out of their way to help me. My girlfriend Marvis, she came over one night and she just brought me dinner. It was so sweet, you know, she just came by. She came by one night and helped me with my puzzle. So I just gave Marvis a gift. I said, you put together the flowers. And then she's like, which ones? There's flowers everywhere. There's here and here and here and here. I'm like, I don't know. Do the flowers, and while you're at it, get those bananas too. I'm really curious, do you like this type of format? Kind of what I call the documentary format. Let me know, give me a, you know, leave me a comment below in the video, because I think this is really me. I feel very comfortable and at home just being honest and telling you what's really going on. Yeah, we want to put our best foot forward always, and I hope that you see that in our videos. But it's also, it's an experience. Life is a ride. So I'm glad you came along with me for the ride. And just remember, if Dorian is still alive by the time he's done editing these videos, then tomorrow should be the all-house tour. That's it for me now. I think I'm gonna go take a hot bath, put in my ear pods and listen to a good book. Or I might watch a documentary. I might watch one of those shows similar to this where you see the background of what really happened. What really happened. That's what we should call it. What really happened. Decorate with me. See you next time. Bye. I need to make some facial expressions. I know, but the problem is I can't see my eyelash without my glasses on. And once I get my glasses on, I can't see my eyelash.
There you go. And you know she's crazy just by the tone.